So we're talking now about the Necto Workboard. By the end of this session, we'll be able to describe the workboard environment and components and navigate through workboard tree to look at the information that we need. So what I showed you before is the next generation of dashboards. It is interactive and social. What you saw before in the same workboard actually is the option to drill down, up, use the maximize button, do several simple things, but these things are very few, and we have a lot of other options here. So for instance, I didn't show you that, but you can see the social tab, which is the place where people are connected to you and they would like to share information with you. And we have the discussion place where I can see all of the discussions that are being made upon this workboard. We have some notes that are being made upon a workboard and describe a specific cell or a specific component. And we also have some other stuff that we'll talk about later on. Let's talk about it later. So let's continue. What can we do? When we work with the workboard, we can filter, drilling, use a cause and effect, which is the source of a problem. We can see similar or relevant workboards. We can see what other users are viewing. We can start discussions, and as I said before, and we can flow the work of others without really seeing what they did, but everything is being written on the back end. So, as I told you before, let's look at the screen ahead of us, and we already talked about it, so I don't want to talk more about it. But if you'll see here, we have a search option. This search option is providing me, allowing me to search for other workboards or for things inside a current workboard I'm working on. I can make a new workboard over here with this magic thing. And we can select a workboard that was already done, and we would like to see the system has suggested something, and we would like to see what it suggested us. So let's move from this presentation to the real world, and I'll show you how things are really being done. So, for instance, if I would like to see to search for a specific workboard, say I would like to search for a workboard named sales, and I'll click enter. What happens is that the system searches for a workboard named sales and gives me all of these nice workboards that I can choose from. If I'll stand on one of them for more than a second, I'll see a thumbnail of this specific workboard. Okay, so I can use this to navigate between workboards and then choose one of them. So let's choose one of them. I just chose the workboard, and the system is loading a workboard. Now, this workboard is being done by me, by other people, other colleges, or the IT department. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it is being shared with me, and the second stage. Okay, so we'll have this workboard up and running in a second. Let's talk a bit about the options I have here on top. Okay, so this is our workboard. Let's talk a bit about the options I have here on top from left to right, and then we'll talk about the workboard and the options in it. So Necto, you have the Necto logo here and the name of the workboard. everything is customizable, meaning that you can, if you would like to make an OEM with our Necto, you can customize the appearance differently. So for instance, the Necto logo won't have to be here. Actually, you can put your software here as a logo. So here I have Hi Admin, which means that I'm the administrator. I have admin rights to do a lot of things that other simple users can't do. For instance, load new users, change security type of each user, share workboard, and so on. But like any other user, if I'll click my name, I'll be able to change a lot of things. So, for instance, I can change my picture. Okay, so I can take one of these nice comic pictures, or I can upload a real picture of myself. I can start a private session, meaning that I can, as an admin, sometimes I would like to start a private session, so I won't affect the logs that are written inside the system. So I can start a private session. I can always offer to save changes, meaning that everything I'll do, the system will offer me to save changes. Sometimes it can be annoying to several users. So by default, we do not check this, but if any user would like to check it for himself, he can check it and the system will follow. So, topics, what do I mean by saying topics? Topics are actually a way of defining what am I interested on, meaning that I can define that I'm interested on sales and on inventory, for instance. Now, all of the system will now coordinate according to my topics definition and will give me the relevant information for me according to the topic that I've written. So, so these are the topics. I can say that I would like to be friends with Eyal, for example, or with Efrat. Okay? And then I can say that I would like to subscribe to other users. Now let's click OK and see what happens. So if I'll click on this green button that will show me the users tab, which is the social tab actually, I'll be able to see users. These users are users that are friends of mine, and I can see that Efrat and Eyal are already my friends, meaning that by clicking them before, I just added them to my social tab. Now, they are my friends, but if they haven't shared anything with me, I won't be able to see anything. So I can put them as my friends, use them for discussions, try to open discussion with them, and to talk and to share information with them. But they are, if they haven't shared any information with me, I won't be able to see it. So it depends on them to share information with me. We have a lot of security levels here. One of them is the sharing capabilities. If I share a workboard, how do I share it? Other users have a read permissions, or have they have write permissions, or admin, or are they denied from seeing this specific workboard? So there are lots of other permissions and security issues. Some other security issues are constructed from the data security. What do I mean by that? We can take all of the security from the OLAP, and we can also define data security from here inside the Necto with the option to use slicer security. So let's look at Efrat Faiz. Efrat Faiz is a friend of mine, and I can open her shared workboard if in case she shared something with me. So I can open her shared workboard, and I can see that two workboards are shared with me. Okay, that's nice. And I can delete this user if I don't want to use it anymore. I can be subscribed to this user. So if I'll subscribe to her, I see a nice white check over there on top, meaning that everything that she will share with me, I will see immediately. And I can also start a discussion with her by clicking this discussion icon. So Eyal is the same. Eyal, let's see if he shared something with me. Eyal, for instance, didn't share anything with me. Okay? They haven't shared anything with me. So I cannot see any data of his because he didn't share it with me. I can see Effie, which is myself, but I'm connecting now as an admin, so I can see him. And these are my friends. Now, who have watched this workboard? Who is most relevant for me to talk with about this workboard? So if I'll click here on the left, I'll be able to see these two users that are relevant for a discussion on this workboard. And I'll be able to see that these users will use this workboard, and I'll be able to talk with them about it. Okay, let's go ahead to the other icons over there. So I can save this workboard in the after changes in the workboard itself. Of course, if I have permissions, I can save it as a different one. I can save all of this workboard into PDF, and I can mark it as a favorite. Now let's look what happens when I mark it as a favorite. I can mark it as a favorite. Let's call it Q3 sales results. Okay, and then click enter or plus. I'll go back to my home page and I'll click on my favorite workboard. Now, clicking on my favorite workboard will give me the option to see all of my favorites, including this one. So actually, we have what we've seen until now is the home page. We've seen some workboard. We've seen how I can save some workboards. I can now get into this workboard by double-clicking it, but I would like to continue with this. We didn't see how am I doing a new workboard, a new fascinating workboard with lots of other components and the navigational abilities and so on. I can connect inside this workboard, inside the same workboard, I can connect information from outside of the BI world, meaning that I can connect to a web component or a web link, and I can connect to a CRM system inside my company, and I can do a lot of nice stuff, and I can also combine between data, meaning that by clicking on one of the products, for instance, or by clicking on one of the customers, I'll be able to see reflections on the CRM software that will be, for instance, here. So I'll show this to you later on, and you'll do it by yourself, but I want to concentrate here on the bird's eye view. So I can refresh this workboard. I can define a topic to the workboard itself. We defined a topic. We have defined a topic for the user itself. So these are the topics, and we've defined a topic for user. Now we would like to define a topic for a workboard. Why should I define a topic for a workboard? I will define it because it helps me to realize what other workboards are there that are similar to this workboard, or what other users are doing when they look at this workboard. Sorry, and what other users are doing when they look at this workboard, and using the abilities on other workboards. Now, this workboard topic also gives me the option to make the relevant engine smarter. So if I will use this workboard topics, I'll be able to help the system verify and be smarter and use other users. So let's say that this workboard topic is also sales and, for instance, inventory. And let's save it. Okay. I saved the topic of the same workboard. If I get inside it again, I'll be able to see the inventory and sales topics. Now, every place, I forgot to say that in every place, I have this option to filter by. So if I have many topics and I would not like to start drilling down or scrolling down actually inside and look for a specific topic, I can just click on the filter and say, for instance, sales. Okay, and it will appear. All of the options will appear. And I can also create a new workboard. So let's create a new workboard just for the demonstration. Let's say net training. Click OK. Now we'll have the net training, and I can put it inside the workboard topic as well. Okay. What do I have here? What is this this icon? This icon is actually my admin options of managing the system. So, for instance, these two data sources and models are constructed by the UDC. I will define a UDC using defining a data source, which can be, as we said before, a view, an Excel CSV file, or other data sets. I can define a model that will be on top of this data source. I can define several models that will be on top of one data source, and every model will construct a cube. So I'll be able to define different models that will be filtered differently maybe, or that will have a different data inside, and every one of them will be constructed by a cube. Another option is the workboard. A workboard is the same as the workboard screen, but it enables an administrator to faster and smarter share workboards with others, export and import workboards, arrange permissions, and so on. Applications is the ability for the administrator to construct different application rules for different roles. So, for instance, if I would like salespeople to use one of the skins, and the inventory people to use the different skins, I can do that. I can define that one role is using this security type and the other another security type. I can define a lot of things per role and so on. So this is per the application. Users and roles. Users can be users from Active Directory, which all of the security restrictions or guidelines, and they can also be users from Necto, which will be connected to Active Directory on the background using our tools. So actually it is being done quite automatically, and the user that is being defined in Necto can actually get the an Active Directory security role, and we'll talk about it later. So roles are the option to take some role from the Active Directory or to define it yourself inside the Necto and to give it permissions and the abilities. And administrations are some more administration abilities. For instance, how many roles would I like to see for each grid? How will my general security will work? And so on. Okay. I think it is a good time for a 10-minute break. In this break, I will send you the link for the public Necto, which is our demo site. What you'll have to do there is just enter your name and your last name.